Hypocrisy disgusts me. I hate it with a passion. And I hate people who are hypocrites. I think in order to be the best version of yourself, you need to be self-aware. Self-aware of your actions, your words, and your ideals. Being able to understand your religion and how others perceive your religion, other people's religions, and being able to respect theirs, even if you don't believe in what they do. Being able to respect people's sexual orientation, even though you think it's kind of lame or not your thing. You need to be able to respect others. And you need to be able to see people for what is going on. You can't just magically go, he's been perfect all day today in the harshest environment possible. And he did multiple jobs and did all these things, but he messed up right before he was about to walk out the door. 3 minutes before he walked out, he just didn't go to that room and talk to that person. And, after he did 90 accounts in one day, that just wasn't good enough. I'm going to send an email to the boss about this. What? I cannot stand hypocrites. And what I mean by that is people who, first of all, people who don't know how to talk to people. You're a robot. Don't get me wrong, I'm a robot too, but I'm self-aware. And I understand that I am acting like a robot and I need to do better. And every day I strive to be more personable with people, making eye contact, not talking like a fake person. That solves all your problems right there. Make eye contact with someone, talk like a normal person, and have a decent amount of compassion for the other person, regardless if you like them or not. Just have some compassion and some professionalism. And when you apply those settings, those presets to yourself, I can promise you that you're doing a lot better than most, because not many people can pull that one off. Now, I'm sorry if I'm a little upset right now, but it's been a long day. And it's going to be a long week, and it's been a long week last week, and I haven't even had a day off of work. What I noticed is that, and this is the reason that I'm going into leadership and management, is because you have people in management who blame everyone else for their problems. You have a schedule that you need to organize and maintain, but when you make a mistake on the schedule that you do, you expect your employees to figure out that you screwed up. Why do I need to know that? Why do I need to correct you on your job, but not the other way around? It's like, okay, so I did something, I do my job and you do your job, and I trust that my boss would know how to do their job. So I'm just going to adhere to the schedule, and if you made a mistake on the schedule, you made a mistake. I don't know what to tell you. So now you want me to save you and figure out that you made some sort of mistake that I don't know about. I don't know. And then get mad at me for it. Then get mad at me for bringing it up. You get mad at me for bringing it up, but then also you get mad at me for not bringing it up. Sorry, I was cooking so hard my camera on my phone died because it was overheating. I was cooking this hot fire. But I will get back to the fact that I was saying that hypocrisy is disgusting to me. It is repulsive. When you say one thing and mean the other, when you're passive aggressive, when you don't mean something you say to someone, or you just straight up disrespect someone to that degree, it's concerning. And to me, it's being a hypocrite, because a manager and a leader, the fundamentals of it is, when I learned in leadership training, is that you don't need the title. First thing off, Being a leader is something that you can do in your own life. You don't have to be the CFO of a company to be a leader. You don't have to be the president of the United States to be a leader. You don't have to be anything to be a leader. You have to be a leader by being you. To be able to organize groups of people to come together. The glue of a group. You have to be a conduit of knowledge. You have to know your job well, or you have to know what you're doing. And then you have to teach that to others and be a teacher of that. And with those two combined, you are now a teacher and a conduit of information. And the third thing is bringing people together with all of that and getting things done. It's just a high value person, a high value employee, a high value individual that's able to accomplish great feats on their own, but also bring the mass together to create something amazing. You can't just do that without knowing those three things. If you're a bad team player, it doesn't work. If you don't know what you need to know, it doesn't work. If you are not being able to transfer that knowledge and teach it to others properly, it's not working. You're not a good leader, and you shouldn't be in leadership. If you get angry or defensive when someone asks you a question, whether or not they're supposed to know it, that's a bad leader. If you are not able to anticipate others' actions, questions, responsibilities, and understand where their life is, you are not a good leader. You need to be able to have some empathy for others and understand what they're going through, to be able to anticipate whether or not someone's leaving. I can tell you for a fact that one of my coworkers is going to leave soon. And it's because they're making her work 12 shifts a week. So 60 hours a week, 12-hour shifts, 2 days off, maybe. And they'll probably ask her to work a sixth 12 shift out of the week. You think that's going to last long? You think that person's going to stay with you that long? I highly doubt it. She is going to leave. She's been showing up later to work. And honestly, I don't blame her. I would too. I've done that before too. You feel trapped and isolated at your job. You can't leave because it's your job. But you do small things because, well, who cares? You know? You don't love the job anymore. When you've been overworked and underappreciated, you start to lose love for the job. You start talking to patients differently, your bosses differently, your coworkers differently. You come in later because you might get away with it, and honestly, you're the only one here, so what are they going to do about it? And if you're the only one there, you're isolated, you have to do all the work by yourself, you get angry about that, and you feel underappreciated because you're not getting more pay. You know, you would have the same pay if you had 4 people around you, but here you are by yourself, doing the whole thing by yourself, getting extra hours, but not enough OT for what you're doing. And technically you're doing 3 jobs at once, so where's that money coming from? So on the business side of things, you are making them tons of money. All of the wages of multiple people that are called out or not there, you know, that's staying within the company. Obviously, they're getting you OT, but I promise you it balances out in favor of the company, right? And I just got to think, no wonder people are unhappy with their jobs. $20 an hour, that's nothing. That can't buy you a house. Man, I'm going to need to get married and have best friends and get married to 3 different people or something, have 20 kids, get adoptions or something, have 4 different jobs just to be able to buy one house. I don't know. But I'll tell you what, it's hard out here. And for a 21-year-old with very, very good parents keeping me in check, and even with the best privileges possible for my age range and the time period that I'm in, I am screwed. I've made a lot of smart financial decisions, and it's not enough. I still can't buy a house right now, and I am 3 years where I should have been kicked out already. And it's going to be 4 years. I'll be 22 by the time I actually am able to afford a house on my own. And I've made crazy intelligent financial decisions. I got into a career, not a job, a career at the age of 19. I've been in this job for 2 years. Hopefully, within the next year, I should be able to jump 2 positions. I'll be jumping into my 4th promotion after being there for 3 years, maybe 4 years. No, it'll be 3 years. So after all of that work, I might be able to squeeze in my 4th promotion so that I may be able to buy a house on my own, so that I can work every day and slave away for 5 years until a promotion allows me to go on vacation 2 times a year instead of once. And that is our lives. But we have to make the best of it. Your home needs to be your vacation. You need to love the 4 hours at home that you have, the 1 hour, hour and a half gym sesh that you have, your hour and a half drive to work every day, there and back. You need to love that, because that's all you got. Your hobby outside of work on the weekends, when you go out and take photos, do street photography or landscape photography, going out on dates, not me, but hypothetically you need to love that, because we do not have much of it nowadays. So, don't be a hypocrite. Own up to your actions. And catch others when they're trying to lie to you. Stay positive, because quite honestly, the positivity, it isn't even for you. You don't even need to be positive for you. I don't even want you to be positive for you. Although that is pretty good, so good for you. But you need to be positive for others, because it is a disservice to others around you, coworkers, friends, relationships, family, if you are a negative person, if these things get to you. It is a disservice to them to try to put that on them. That you have no right to do that. If you're going through it on your own, I get it, but don't take that negativity and anger out on anyone else. You're not allowed to. How about that? But yeah, don't be a hypocrite. Own up to your stuff. Because we only got one life, and you shouldn't be a liar. I'm going to go hit the gym, go home, do some chores again, and maybe I'll get some sleep tonight this time. And find another job soon. Because I need to get into real estate. I gotta get this figured out. I gotta do something else. I need a side job that I'm able to make money from and feel free at. I don't want to work for an idiot anymore. I want to work for at least someone decent. I don't even care if the money's right. Even if I make $1,000 a month from real estate photography and assisting a real estate agent, or even becoming a real estate agent myself, I would be so much happier. Obviously, you can't support your entire life on that, but even the supplemental income would help me out a lot, and it would make me a lot happier. So leverage your time properly. And again, let me tell you that you should have 3 things in life: a primary job, a career, a secondary job and career that is 20 hours a week or less, that is flexible time frame, remote work, something that you can just do, that you're passionate about. It's it's kind of like a side gig, but it's a little something extra. The money is guaranteed. Then you have a side gig, which is like small stuff, small business kind of stuff. I sell jerky, I make YouTube videos. I would love to do portraits for people as soon as I get my camera settings worked out. $100 a photo shoot, I'll come out, we'll do photos for an hour and a half. I'll edit them, 2 hours of work, $50 an hour, boom, 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 done. Those are the kinds of things that I call side gigs. You know, my side job would be real estate, an actual salary, an hourly rate, whatever. That right there is that. I think you do need to focus on education as well. Education, get your college degree. I know you don't even care about it, neither did I, but you've got to get it done, all right? Get your college degree in whatever you need to get it in. Do whatever you need to. Try to get your bachelor's. If you've got a scholarship, ride that out. Get your master's degree. It's only an extra year. Do it online if you need to. Get it out of the way so on your resume you look like the most magical person in the world. So nothing is holding you back except time and experience. And then get your experience. In your career, your job, 40 hours a week, your life. You know, I want you to put in as much work as possible. Be the best coworker possible. Be the best worker possible. And you'll be underappreciated, but I hope that you have a sense of accomplishment. Because I'm proud of you, even if your bosses aren't. I'm proud of you. And I just hope that I hope you find someone at the gym. I hope you find someone that loves you in life. And I hope I find me too. But I hope you find a couple friends. And I want you to make sure that you're not getting distracted by these side jobs and side gigs and side, you know, things like that. Because at the end of the day, your education and a strong career is where you make your money. That is your real money. Everything on the side is supplemental. It's temporary. It's things that may pan out in the future, but not right now. You need to have a dedicated investment strategy for your career. You need to invest in your future with that. And that way, if you're making cookies from your house and selling them to people in your neighborhood doesn't work out, and doing a lemonade stand or a food truck or whatever doesn't work out, you still have your main job. And you should take pride in your main job, and you should focus on it, and you should never call out of your main job to do that other thing. So I want you to keep that in mind as well. The other thing is that if you are working crazy amounts of OT at your job just to remain afloat, I think you need to take a step back and think. I want you to think, is this worth it? Is the OT long-term helping me or hurting me? Because when you get your tax return, that OT gets taken by Uncle Sam. A good amount of it. 30%, not just 20, 30, 40%. They'll take a lot of it. So yes, you are getting money temporarily that year. You're getting a decent amount more in your bank account, which is a good thing. You're sacrificing your life, and you want to be able to make more money. So you need to spend time educating yourself and getting better at your job, getting a different degree, getting a certification, do something to be able to leverage your resume to a better job. Because quite honestly, you cannot keep begging your bosses, please give me a raise, ma'am, sir. Please give me a promotion. I'll do anything. It doesn't work nowadays. It doesn't work. So you have to be better than that. You have to be amazing. You have to be magical. And you have to persevere. So with that, I leave you. Anyways, I'll see you next time. Peace.